We're talking about the ASUS Zenfone 8 Flip. Good day, you beautiful people. Welcome to LAZADA's Tech, where we do tech in your life in style. Around 2 years ago, I posted the second video ever on this channel, and that was on the ASUS Zenfone 6. It had the same flipping camera we're seeing right now on the ASUS Zenfone 8 Flip, but this phone was released at a time when moving camera modules like those in the Oppo Reno 2 and the Samsung A80 were big things. Fast forward to 2 years later, it seems like those two other brands have dropped the moving parts, but ASUS is still flipping out, literally, with the ASUS Zenfone 8 Flip. Although there's one that doesn't flip now, that's the ASUS Zenfone 8 Sans Flip, which ASUS is calling their flagship, but that's not what this video is about. I've been very excited about this video because when I tried out the ASUS Zenfone 6 in Japan and vlogged with it, I was super impressed. So I'm curious, fast forward to 8, if this phone still has what it takes to excite me, and well, after all the excitement, if this phone has what it takes to compete in the phone arena now. In this video, we're checking out what this phone can do, what that flip is actually for, what features it has, and what the deal is really with ASUS Zenfone 8 Flip. I usually start with unboxings, but as you can see, I got excited and went ahead and did that already. The phone comes in a nice gray box with the Type-C charging cord and power brick. Then you have this hard shell case for this phone and a special feature. There's this tiny latch that locks in the camera module, which ASUS claims is designed to keep that module free from vibration for instances like when your phone is on a bike mount or stuff like that. There are even settings for this specific case, and when you try to activate the camera with that case and those settings on, the phone warns you. There are also other cases for this very unique phone form factor, specifically from Rhino Shield, and that gets a special feature on the phone as well. And also, those cases are cute. The Zenfone 8 Flip comes in two colors. I have the black version and I am waiting on the silver version, which I'm pretty excited about because I feel like that is the prettier color. So this isn't exactly a tiny phone. That is Gorilla Glass front and back. We have a nice smooth finish that looks good but can get smudgy. Now those edges are tapered off for better grip because it is, after all, a huge phone. That is, of course, your flip camera, and that is a mic. On the right side, you have a volume rocker and that power button and a nice touch of blue. I actually like how that looks, a touch of color that adds excitement to this phone. And yes, you can customize what that button does for pressing twice and pressing and holding. At the bottom, we have speakers, USB-C port, no headphone jack as you can see. And on the other side of the phone, we have the SIM tray, and this houses two SIM cards, and that was my SIM card that just fell, and a micro SD port. Now before we move on, a quick montage with the specs. What you need to know from that quick bit is that even without the exciting flippy camera, those are flagship specs on this phone. Okay, off to the flippy part. Right off the bat, I can say that this is an amazing way to go for selfie lovers or content creators. In the time of IG stories and TikToks, I'll say it once and I'll say it all over again, selfie cameras are underrated. We usually get the subpar cameras up front, but this whole design solves that whole thing. The rear camera is basically the front camera. That means a 64-megapixel main camera, a 12-megapixel wide, and an 8-megapixel telephoto camera with 3 times optical zoom. Camera module stays on the back of the phone until it's time to selfie. Tapping here instantly gives you that selfie camera, but you can also drag the same button to adjust the angles. The volume buttons also work the same way, and then there's this quick camera menu. From here, you can program certain angles so that the next time you need that specific angle, you can get it at the tap of a button. And so this menu also pops up when you go to different apps. So like for example, this is Instagram stories. I have this teeny thing and it gives you those same settings and control to move around your camera while you're using it via the app. I mean, the same works with TikTok as well. I know because I've posted quite a few sample posts on my TikTok using the Zenfone 8 Flip. Phone is literally lying down, but look at the shot it got. It's literally lying down, but look at the shot it got. This also means you can now shoot in 8K, and this is actual 8K footage shot with a Zenfone 8 Flip. You can even shoot in 4K now, which is what you're seeing right now, and do wide selfie video. There are also awesome features for content creators like this object focus mode, which allows you to shoot video, hold objects up to the camera. As you can see, it immediately focused on the box, and then look at this, back to my face. More on these features later on in another video where I do my camera vlog test and social media test. But aside from all that camera goodness, there's another part of this phone that whole moving camera module thing affects. By the Zenfone 8 Flip's design, that means you have an uninterrupted screen. No notches, no punch holes. And so because there are moving parts on this phone, everyone always asks me about durability. So according to ASUS, the ASUS Zenfone 8 Flip can do 300,000 flips or about 150 flips every day for 5 years. They also claim that the camera module is made out of liquid metal, so it shouldn't break easily. And this phone also detects if and when the phone is falling and retracts the camera so that it doesn't get damaged. And for science, you know I drop these phones. But of course, I only did it on a soft surface because I'm only trying to test them and not break them or push them to their limits. And yes, most of the time, the cameras did retract on time, thank God, and nothing happened. The phone is unscathed. Although I will have to say that when you drop it, it sort of needs time to retract. So that whole feature works when you drop it from a distance. It is possible that when you drop this phone, it lands on the module. During my testing, that did happen. I did drop it on the module and it didn't close in time. But as you can see, we're still going. At the end of the day, I feel like a phone breaking with a certain drop really depends on how you drop it. I guess the bottom line is flippy dippy camera module or no flippy dippy camera module, don't drop your phones. I also tried to see what would happen if I tried to open the camera but there's something in the way, and basically the answer is that it will not open. The camera will know that there's something in the way and warn you via a prompt, and then when you take that thing out of the way, the camera opens. Right, let's do a quick camera tour, and we are under photo. We have wide 1x, 3x. This is optical zoom, and we can do up until 12x. There is a beauty mode over here, so it's just a toggle from 0 to 10. And also on this phone, you can just pull up the shutter to get to timer, and it's as easy as that. That's a very quick mirror selfie. Up here, we have different settings, and there's AI scene detection, auto detect night mode, and even volume key settings. So as you saw, it controls the flip camera, but you can switch it to zoom or your shutter. There's also tracking autofocus on here. Then up here, HDR settings, size settings, you have different flash settings. Ooh, what's this? Okay, that is a torch. Oh, I just realized something. Since the flash is on the camera module, if I do a selfie and then turn on the flashlight, you have a fill light on your front facing camera. Pretty cool. And then we already looked at this earlier. On the side, you have the flippy cam settings. On the right, you have a portrait mode. You have adjustable bokeh from 0.95, which is the blurriest of blurs, an aperture of 22, or you can just turn it off. You have settings, you have size settings, and then on the right side, you also have pano settings. You have a wide angle pano settings, and then you have a 1x pano setting. And what happens here, and this is pretty cool because of the flippy camera, is that it's the flip out cam that moves while it takes that photo. So as you can see there, I didn't do anything, and your final pic is this. And then you can do manual settings for your pano mode. So that just means when you take a photo, you're the one moving your device. I like the automatic more. There is a pro mode on here, so as you can see, all the different settings are there, and then you can do wide, 1x, and then that telephoto lens. And then under night mode, you can do wide, you can do 1x. Can you do a zoom? Yes, you can, up until 8x. And out here, you have your settings for night shooting. So this is set at 4 seconds or 6 seconds. Next up, you have the document mode, which is always useful. So it detects if there's a document on here and takes a photo of that. And then under more, well, no more, because what I actually did was I turned every single setting on. So yes, you can edit your camera app to suit however and whatever you use it for. On to the other side. On video, you have a wide, 1x, 3x, up until 12x. Also was pretty cool, audio settings. So you have what they call mic focus and wind noise reduction. You still have your flip out cam settings up here, and then up top you have different settings, so your video quality up until 8K. Okay, that's the same thing, 8K and 4K 60 FPS. You have a steady mode, and hyper steady is what they call it, and you can also use wide, 1x, and up until 3x. No more zoom for this. You also have a time-lapse mode. Recommended to use a tripod. You can use wide, 1x, 3x, and up until 12x on this. Cool. And then what's this? Auto zoom. So there's a zoom in, zoom out. And then you have recording speed up until 300x and your video length, so up until, well, infinity. You can also do your time lapse in full HD or HD. And then you have a slow-mo mode, which does 4K at 120 FPS or full HD up until 240 FPS or HD and 480 FPS. You can do wide as well. And then we saw pro mode earlier. There's also a pro video mode, all the different settings. There is the hyper steady mode on here, and also you can use wide up until 12x. Finally, we have motion tracking mode, which follows an object around. Pretty cool. You can shoot in 4K in this mode. Now on to the exciting part, which is the selfie portion. Now, as you saw, it just literally flipped out. And again, we're using the same camera, so more or less we have the same modes, except there is an object focus mode with a front-facing camera, and you saw me try this earlier. If you've ever seen those makeup creators hold up a product and then like sort of do this in front of the camera to make sure that it's focusing on the product and not their face, that's basically what this is for. And you can do wide on this mode as well, pretty cool. And also audio settings from here. You can also shoot up until 4K on this mode. And yeah, so like I mentioned, all other stuff pretty much the same, because again, same cameras, except as you can see now, instead of like an object on here, you're given like a group of people or just some people, you know. And yes, when you do transition the flip, the picture does adjust. So as you can see, there you go. And when I try to go back, there you go. Let's do that again slowly. So flip, and the picture flips, and then flip, and the picture flips. And that was our quick camera tour. And that was our first look at the ASUS Zenfone 8 Flip. Definitely a very interesting device. And as you guys know, I'm always super excited about these different form factors, especially form factors that suit my needs. Selfie taking. I'm gonna be testing out this phone more, so I'm gonna be doing a camera vlog test and a social media test. Let me know in the comment section down below what you'd wanna see. All details on pricing and availability on this device that I have, I'll link in the description box below as well. If you wanna see how I use my tech on a daily basis, find me online. That's IsaDoes_ on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Until next time!